Med school is home to your highest highs and lowest lows. Hi, and welcome to T's World. Today is the 4th episode. Things I wish I knew before med school and things you should know before you start med school as well. Obligatory introduction. Hey, I'm T. I'm a 4th year medical student at the University of New South Wales, or UNSW as more commonly known. The gist of today's video, if I had to summarize it in one sentence, is that med school is very likely to be home to your highest highs as well as your lowest lows. So let's get into it. This is a statement that you may not resonate with, but this is a statement that pretty much encapsulates my experience so far, at least. I'm in my 4th year, so I'm 2/3 of the way there almost. Truly, I've received my highest highs and lowest lows in this degree. There's been so many experiences that I've had because of this degree and in this degree. And this degree has caused so many changes just in terms of my life, also in terms of my personality, and it's genuinely shaped the person I am today. A lot has happened, but overall, would I have changed a thing? Maybe I would have. The reason why I chose this degree was because I knew it would be something challenging, and I knew that the person who I was when I entered the degree would be a lot different to the person who exited that degree. Hopefully in a positive way. But I knew that this degree would incite a lot of change within me as a person and affect the way I thought as well. But yeah, so let's just get into the highest highs. I want to say highest highs, but I feel like starting with the lows would be better so that we can end on a positive note. So on the topic of the lowest lows, the lows are really low. Obviously, but you know, it ranges from things like doing terribly on an assignment or exam to, you know, feeling like you're drifting from your non-med friends, or like not being able to see your non-med friends a lot compared to your medicine friends, choosing to stay home and study instead of a night out, potentially missing out on like family events or events just to study, feeling like you're losing your identity outside of medicine, feeling like you've lost your personality, your individuality, your identity, feeling like an imposter, so you know, imposter syndrome, feeling like someone else should have gotten your spot at med school, that you don't deserve to be here, that you shouldn't be here, that the admissions committee somehow made a mistake and chucked you here instead of someone more deserving. At times to even feeling like you're walking on a tightrope and you could slip up. These lows that I have just described were feelings that I personally felt throughout my degree thus far. But again, just disclaimer, everyone's experience is different. You know, some people may have had worse low lows than me. Some people may have had better low lows than me. So you truly never know. But yeah, this was just my experience. Like the lows were truly very low. There were times when I felt like what I was experiencing on my own, but you know, that's a whole story for another day. And just speaking in terms of, you know, the current literature and just medical students in general, we all know that medical students are more predisposed, or they're at higher risk of, you know, things like anxiety, depression, and so forth. Burnout is a very big thing that I forgot to mention. I experienced burnout a few times, so I would chuck that into one of my lowest lows as well. But that's not to say that, you know, if you do another degree, this won't happen to you as well. But I would double check on the current literature in terms of anxiety and depression rates, or just in terms of like mental health. I do think the mental health of medical students overall may be a bit lower compared to other degrees, but I will double check on that for you guys. So yeah, the lows are really low. It can be something from, you know, just your grades to your life, your friendships, your relationships. It just kind of, the whole bubble, the whole circle, the whole Venn diagram, you know? But on the positive side, and this is what has kept me going and persisting through this degree, is that for me at least, the highs are genuinely so rewarding and so fulfilling. Each time that I experience a medicine first, it counteracts almost all of my like lowest moments, and I'm just really grateful for that. But you know, your experience may be different. A lot of my highest and my best moments in medicine came from doing new things for the first time, succeeding and doing well academically. Although I agree that, you know, academics do not define who you are as a person, academic validation is still considered a high moment or a highlight for me. I'll just talk through some of my like first moments in medicine, which are what keeps me going, keeps me pushing through this degree and this career choice. When you receive your stethoscope for the first time, when you use it for the first time, when you use it on a real person, whether it be your parents, your friends, your peers, or even like your family pet, when you use it for the first time on a patient and, you know, your hands are like shaking, or at least mine were. When you take your very first patient history with a simulated patient and then a real patient. Even though you're not perfect and you're probably stumbling over your words and stuffing up and you're really nervous, it's still a very memorable highlight. Another highlight is learning about cannulas. Doing your very first cannula on a model with the fake blood. Doing your very first cannula on one of your peers or a doctor. Doing your very first cannula on a patient and not succeeding, unfortunately. And then doing your very first successful cannula. First time taking bloods, so that's like venue puncture via the butterfly clip things. Butterfly things. Basically your first time taking bloods. Oh, your first time taking blood pressure. And actually hearing those sounds I can't pronounce. Cough. Yeah, I'm gonna have to geek you medics this one. But hearing that sound for the first time after you haven't heard it and everyone else has, like that's life-changing. Taking your first exam, passing your first exam, passing your first assignment, finishing your first year. These are all highlights of my med school journey, and they're all very feel-good moments that make me feel like all the struggle is worth it. Being able to hear patient stories, patients complimenting you on your like bedside manner, or when you take a really good history in a very succinct time, I think like under 8 minutes, which was what we were aiming for. Doing your first, examination, hearing murmurs for the first time is a very interesting experience. Seeing a fistula, learning about conditions, seeing them and seeing how they are managed, comparing that to your lectures and your textbook versus real life applications. Getting lost in hospital for the first time. I personally got lost quite a few times. Going to the OR for the first time is a very fun experience, and especially wearing scrubs for the first time. Being able to go into a surgery and watch the surgeons do their thing. Seeing your first birth is a genuinely life-changing experience. I felt very grateful for my mum. Not that I wasn't before, but like that gratitude, just crazy. Because can you imagine 10 centimeters? My throat is so tall. Yes. Oh yeah, in terms of births, the reason why, especially for vaginal deliveries, the cervix needs to be 10 centimeters dilated. If you have a ruler with you, get it out, 10 centimeters. That's how much the cervix of your mother had to open just for you to be born. And also seeing C-sections as well. Just the fact that you're allowed to be in the position to, talk to patients, ask questions about them. Oh yeah, and another highlight is just being able to see how much you've grown and you've progressed from a medical perspective. Like at the beginning, if you think back to first year, you're stumbling when you're trying to take a smoking history, you're struggling to calculate pack years. But fast forward to the end of year 3, hopefully you're, fully confident on calculating standards, calculating pack years, asking the history very quickly and thoroughly, and also eliciting a differential diagnosis and picking up clinical findings. Being able to elicit neurological signs. The more I talk about it, I hope this doesn't come off as pretentious, because this is genuinely what keeps me going throughout my degree. Everything that I just spoke about and told you for the past, I don't know how long I was talking. The highs, they are genuinely so fulfilling and so rewarding that they keep me through my lows. At my lowest moments, I think of the highlights that I have lived through and experienced, and the highlights that I will continue to have if I push through. And the final thing I would have to say after talking about the lowest lows and the highest highs is it's so easier said than done, because you have to balance so much. But genuinely do your best to take care of yourself as best as you can, especially if you're in your lowest lows. If you're able to, try and reach out, get help if you need it. Reach out to a friend, chat to a friend. If you're really feeling down, talk to them about, what you're going through and how you're feeling. Having a support system genuinely does help, and sometimes it might be a bit scary to take the first step, but just know that your past self deserves it and they will thank you for it. Overall, to sum up today's video is that yes, at least for me, med school is home to your highest highs and lowest lows. Just remember that sometimes in your lowest lows, you are not alone. Reach out in general if you need a listening ear or just someone to comfort you. So that's the end of the video. Like always, like, comment, subscribe, because it helps both the algorithm and it helps me. I would really appreciate any comments or questions you have. It gives me motivation to work through any current video ideas I'm putting off at the moment. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
I'll see you in the next video. Love, T.
What's in every care package? Ready?
Wait, send that to me.
What are you laughing at?
I want like autotype the last sentence.